There are 8.2 million active Blender users on the planet right now. And here's the number that should terrify you. Less than 3% of them will ever make a single dollar from it. Not because they lack talent, not because they aren't working hard, but because the Blender career path in 2026 looks absolutely nothing like the tutorial landscape promised you. If you're learning Blender right now, if you're grinding through donut tutorials and geometry node breakdowns and thinking this is my ticket, you need to hear what I'm about to say. Because the future of Blender careers isn't about modeling better characters. It's not about learning the new sculpting brushes. And it's definitely not about waiting for Blender to replace Maya in Hollywood. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where the Blender money is actually going, why the Blender generalist is becoming extinct, and the one specific skill combination that turned a bedroom artist into a six-figure earner last year. But first, we need to talk about the bubble. Let's be real about why you picked Blender. It was free, the tutorials were endless, and the community made you feel like you were 3 months away from a Pixar offer. I know a guy, let's call him Tom, who spent 2 years every single night in Blender. Hard surface meshes, character sculpts, full environments. His ArtStation looked like a junior AAA portfolio. He applied to 63 jobs. 63. He got one response. It was an unpaid internship. Here's what nobody told Tom. Blender being free created a supply problem. When anyone with a laptop and Wi-Fi can download the same software and follow the same tutorial, your technical ability stops being a differentiator. Studios don't need someone who can use Blender. They need someone who can solve a problem that happens to involve Blender. Tom knew every modifier in the stack. He didn't know how to get 200,000 poly sculpt into a game engine without it exploding. He didn't know how to build a node setup that another artist could actually understand. He could make beautiful things, but he couldn't make useful things. And here's the unexpected twist. The studios that are hiring Blender artists aren't hiring them for the reasons Tom thought. They're not looking for Blender modelers. They're looking for Blender translators. And that distinction, it changes everything. Blender isn't replacing Maya in Hollywood. Let's kill that myth right now. But Blender is doing something way more interesting. I talked to a pipeline supervisor at a studio that worked on a major streaming show last year. You know what their previous team uses? Blender. Not Maya. Not 3ds Max Blender. Why? Because in the chaotic early stages of production, speed matters more than pipeline perfection. Blender lets artists throw together blocking, test camera moves, and iterate in real time. Then they export to USD, hand it to the Maya team, and the real production begins. Blender didn't win the war. It won the back door. And here's the part that should change how you think about your career. The people getting paid the most in this workflow aren't the ones who refuse to touch anything outside Blender. They're the ones who speak both languages. They know Blender inside out, but they also know how to make it talk to Unreal, to Houdini, to Maya, to proprietary studio tools that haven't been updated since 2019. The future of Blender careers isn't Blender versus the industry. It's Blender as the industry's Swiss Army knife. But if you think the money is just in pipeline translation, you're still missing half the picture. Because there's a Blender Gold rush happening right now that has nothing to do with making art. Have you ever bought a Blender Addon? Maybe a retopology tool, a scattering plugin, a fancy new shader pack. The person who made that add-in might be making $15,000 a month from a single Python script. I know a developer. She was a 3D artist who got frustrated with a workflow, learned enough Python to fix it, and released it as a $39 add-in. That add-in now pays her rent in San Francisco. Here's why this matters for your career. Blender's Addon ecosystem is exploding because the base software is free. Studios and freelancers are desperate for specialized tools that bridge gaps. And the people who can identify a workflow problem and code a solution are basically printing money. But wait, I hear the objection. I'm not a programmer. Fair. But here's the unexpected twist. You don't need to be a senior software engineer. Blender's Python API is surprisingly approachable. And more importantly, the competitive moat isn't the code quality. It's the artistic understanding. A computer scientist can write clean Python, but they don't know why a readapology artist needs a specific edge flow. They don't know that a rigger needs a bone constraint to behave a certain way during animation. You know what artists need because you are one. That intersection, artistic pain plus technical solution, is worth more than pure coding skill. But what if you genuinely hate code? What if the thought of Python makes your soul leave your body? Then you need to hear about the hybrid path. The pure Blender artist is dying. The Blender plus X artist is thriving. Blender plus Unreal for real-time environments. Blender plus AI for rapid concept iteration. Blender plus Houdini for procedural destruction. Blender plus medical data for scientific visualization. I know an artist who combined Blender with something so niche it sounds made up, forensic reconstruction. She works with law firms, using Blender to recreate accident scenes from police data. She charges $175 an hour. She works from home. She hasn't touched a sci-fi corridor in 3 years. The software is the same. The career is unrecognizable. Here's what no one is telling you. Blender's greatest strength isn't that it's free. It's that it's flexible. It can be a sculpting tool, a video editor, a compositor, a game asset pipeline, a scientific visualizer, or an architectural previs machine. But that flexibility is also a trap, because when Blender can do everything, the temptation is to learn everything. And the artist who knows a little bit of sculpting, a little bit of rigging, a little bit of compositing, and a little bit of Python is competing against everyone. The artist who knows Blender plus one deep specialty is competing against almost no one. So the question isn't, how do I get better at Blender? The question is, what do I combine Blender with that makes me the only person who can do this specific thing? But before you pick your specialty, there's one more truth you need to swallow. This is the part that stings. The Blender community is the most generous, supportive, creative group of people on the internet. And that same community is accidentally trapping you in a loop of false progress. You finish the donut tutorial. You feel accomplished. You do the chair tutorial. Another win. You follow a 5-part series on geometry nodes. You feel like you're leveling up. But here's the unexpected twist. Tutorials are entertainment disguised as education. They give you the dopamine hit of progress without the actual skill acquisition. The 3% of Blender users who make money? They stopped following tutorials and started solving problems. Real problems, for real projects, with real consequences when they fail. They didn't learn Blender. They learned how to think in 3D while using Blender. And here's the hard truth about 2026. AI is eating the tutorial layer. AI can now generate a step-by-step Blender workflow for almost anything. So the value of knowing how to do the thing is approaching zero. The value of knowing why to do the thing, and for whom, and to what yindi, that's skyrocketing. So if your entire Blender education has been following along with someone else's screen, you're not building a career. You're building a hobby. The future belongs to the Blender user who can look at a blank scene, understand a client's unspoken need, and build something that didn't exist in any tutorial. So here's the unfiltered truth about Blender careers in 2026. The software isn't your differentiator. Your ability to combine it, translate with it, extend it, or apply it to a niche nobody else is touching. That's your edge. If this video made you rethink your entire Blender strategy, good. That means it worked. Here's what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button, because this channel is where we talk about the real business of 3D, not just the buttons. Every week, I break down the niches, the shifts, and the career realities that actually move the needle in 2026. Drop a comment and tell me, what's your Blender plus X? Are you combining it with code, with Unreal, with a weird niche, or are you still trying to be a generalist? I read every single comment, and your answers shape what we cover next. Like this video, if it snapped you out of the tutorial loop, it tells YouTube to put this in front of other Blender artists who need to hear it. Share it with that friend who's been grinding Blender tutorials for 2 years and wondering why nothing's happening. They need this perspective. Blender is free, but a Blender career? That costs focus. Choose your lane. Combine it with something valuable. And stop waiting for permission to build something real. See you in the next one. Keep blending.